Mary had a little lamb.
False. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Hey! It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind. The right answer to all temperature-related deaths is more plentiful, abundant access to fossil fuels.
That's got to be the clip of the day. We got to put that into the instant replay somehow. I mean, this is just slippery, smarmy, disgusting salesmanship, at a level that you've only come to expect from the Trump family. Okay, this is so disgusting. So, I know some of the story of Vivek Ramasmarmy and how he made his money. And I knew some of it. I didn't know all of it. But there are people out there that are social media stars, who follow, Republicans around, like this guy, Walter Masterson. I don't know if you remember one of the things he did. I think he's part of the group from Midas Touch. I don't know if he's officially with them or not, but I know his stuff, is usually posted by them. Anyway, Walter is the guy who went to Matt Gaetz, one of Matt Gaetz's things with Marjorie Taylor Greene one day and started praising him up and down. And then all of a sudden he goes, everybody loves you because they say you're a pedophile. You remember him? So, yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that Walter Masterson does. He is a social media star. I mean, he's one of those dudes that works really hard at it and gets a lot of traction from it. And I guess he supports himself with it. Okay. So he did a little look-see into the same group of articles that I looked at in order to make a post for us to let you know how Mr. Ramasmarmy, this snake oil salesman, how he made all this money so early in his life. And the story, as bad as you think it is worse, okay? I'm telling you, it is. What did I do with Walter? Oh, crap. Oh, here he is. Okay, so here is Walter telling you how Vivek made his money.
After working at a hedge fund for a while, Vivek made his big money in the biotech space. Vivek had a company called Axovant that was incorporated in Bermuda, but was pushing a drug called RVT-101 that was supposed to help slow the effects of Alzheimer's. But where exactly did this awesome new drug come from? Did Vivek develop it? Well, of course not. And this is where it starts to get a little crazy, because he actually purchased the rights to it from a bigger company, GlaxoSmithKline, for just $5 million. But wait, hold up. If this drug does what they say it does, why would GlaxoSmithKline sell it for just $5 million when they could make billions? Well, it's because they had pretty much given up on the drug after it failed not one, not two, not three, but four clinical trials. Because what Vivek did is he took one of those failed clinical trials, put his mom on the research team, who is a doctor, but was also on the board and had stock options in the company, and they took some people out, reworked a couple things, finangled a couple others, and all of a sudden that failed clinical trial was now a clinical trial that showed significant improvement. Just like that. Overnight. You then, of course, rename the drug, and now you have a promising new drug and a finangled phase 2 clinical trial that you can cherry pick a few lines from. You then go on CNBC and talk about the unlimited potential that this company has. Then all you gotta do is file for your IPO and watch the money roll in. Even though before the company itself actually makes any money, you got to pass phase 3 clinical trials, but more on that in a second. And when they eventually did do their IPO, it was the biggest biotech IPO ever. The stock doubled on the first day, and eventually it went from $15 all the way up to $50 based on a hope, a prayer, and Vivek's salesmanship. But then after the stock shot up and enough time had passed so Vivek's family and rich friends could sell off their shares, it was then finally time to do stage 3 trials. And surprise, surprise, it completely flopped, which caused the stock to drop 99% in one trading day because it was now a worthless stock. But he had always known it was a worthless stock. And if you do know anything about the stock market, you're probably asking yourself, why does a company called Axovant have a ticker CO Gene Therapies? Well, that's because after the stock completely tanked, he changed the name because he wanted to make it harder for people to find his pump and dump company.
Sounds like a really nice guy, doesn't he? An Alzheimer's drug, a fake Alzheimer's promise. This is what Vivek was out there selling to rich people in a public offering, okay? His mom, I can't even believe this. His mom is a medical doctor who works in that memory care space, and she is on the board of Vivek's company, but also, a stockholder. She's a stockholder in this, IPO. She's, oh my God, and she massages some of the info that SmithKline wanted to tell. Oh yeah, we'll sell you this drug for $5 million because we tested it 4 times. We did 4 clinical trials, showed absolutely zero improvement in anybody suffering with Alzheimer's. Didn't do anything to slow down the progression of the disease. Didn't do anything to ameliorate the disease. Didn't do anything to help people cognitively. It's a nasty, ugly disease that I'm terrified of. Okay, so this, when you tell me that you duped people by promising that you had a promising new drug for Alzheimer's, all of a sudden my antenna go up. Okay, and it obviously was a failed drug. SmithKline actually understood it was a failed drug. He said, "Let me buy it from you for $5 million." He bought it for $5 million. Okay, he's a hedge fund guy. He's a Harvard grad hedge fund guy. Okay, he knows nothing about medicine. He knows nothing about biomedical. He knows nothing about inventing anything. He's a hedge fund dude. But his mother was a doctor. So he kind of partnered with her to pull the scam. Holy crap. This is like Donald and his daughter, or Donald and his son-in-law, or Donald and his son selling merch yesterday. Did you see Junior selling merch? Hawking merch on the Twitter for the cause. Oh, it's very sad. It's very sad how low they go. But, the idea that he did this knowing that what he bought was a dud, knowing what he bought wouldn't work, knowing what he bought was garbage, but that if he did an initial public offering, did an IPO, private, and went on, and sat there and talked to, what's his face, on the Squawk Box guy, right? And they would praise him a little bit, and they would say, oh, you're a young up-and-coming biotech bro, and blah, blah, blah. People should pay attention to what you're saying. And blah. He raised $360 million. Forbes magazine put him on the cover and called him the boy in the bubble, okay? As soon as he did the initial public offering of Axovant on the New York Stock Exchange, it was the biggest initial public offering ever in the history of American biotech, okay? And then a year later, he did another biotech IPO. That's 2016. Roviant, ROI-Vant. I'm thinking it's a joke. ROI, like return on investment Vant. I really do think he's that disgusting that he would name the company return on investment. I really do. But anyway, he had another one, Myovant Sciences, raised another $218 million. Then private equity came to him. Private equity, okay? Viking Global Investors, another hedge fund. They ponied up a whole bunch of private capital. And SoftBank, everybody, they decided to, pony up $1.1 billion. $1.1 billion. And then third stage trials actually occur. And oh. And Vivek says, we're very, very disappointed, but we're undeterred. Very disappointed. And then the investment community started going, does this guy really have any special sauce or even good judgment? And like, what's the dealio with him? And now I think everybody realizes he's just a huckster. He's just a guy who wants to break laws. He's just a guy who wants to reinvent, what hedge funds and Ponzi schemes and con men can do, right? And being Donald Trump's number 2 is very appealing. Very appealing. So that's how Vivek made his money. Him and his mommy. I mean, what? Yeah. Unbelievable. I honestly do not know when. What did our friend call them? The deceived, the duped, the conned. I don't know when they're going to actually understand that they are nothing more than marks. They are literally marks for the con men, for the grifters. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.